What is up, you guys? This is your boy Zombie Taker, and today we are going to be talking about how to play Blue Mary. So, Blue Mary is mainly a grappler, and this is for smart style because I'm a smart style player with no shame. So, this is Blue Mary, and she has pretty much one of those like legacy characters because she is in King of Fighters games, and she was also, I believe, in older Fatal Fury games as well. And this is of course Fatal Fury City of the Wolves, and she is part of a DLC character. And if you have the pretty much the season pass, then you're pretty much good. If you don't have a season pass and you are finding ways of how to get the character, you would have to get her through the season pass. So all right, so let's get with the video. So now one thing I would focus when playing Blue Mary that I feel like you're really going to need if you're going to be serious playing this character, especially in higher level ranks, as you guys see me play, since I still do use her in ranks, and I have her in Diamond 1, I think almost halfway to Diamond 2. That's where I'm at with her right now. And so these are your auto combos, of course. Pressing square. If you're on Xbox, that's what, X I believe. I don't remember, even though I have an Xbox, but I haven't been playing Xbox in a while like that. So yeah, so this is her auto with the SPG. Without the SPG, it'll pretty much look like this, right? If the SPG was somewhere in the middle or in the end. And then this is pretty much like, her other auto. So if you start off with the low, right, and this is good, I think it's decent because it does do like crazy damage. So like total damage is like almost nearly 230 just by a few points. So if you look at Terry's life, look at that, ouch. So she hits like a truck. And then you also have, if you look at the inputs, you also have this where one button into a circle, right, square and circle, right, it gives you that. And then again, like with the crouching forward, you get this, right? And then if you were to press circle again, of course it would lead into the tackle. And so yeah, so she's really good. Another thing too is you can do this low light kick into the X circle, which will give you the slicer again. And then now, of course, spamming circle. This is her other auto with the SPG. Now without the SPG, right, now let me move the SPG. We're gonna move it. Without the SPG, it'll pretty much look like that, right? And then if you keep spamming the circle, it will lead to the spiraling arrow. But if you are where the SPG is, there's a way to ignore it. So you would just do this, and then just do vertical arrow with the the one button input of a forward triangle. So yeah, she's pretty simple to use in smart style. From what I've heard, she's a little bit difficulty in arcade. And so basically how she wants to be played is she wants to be played where she wants to be aggressive all the time, especially because depending on a matchup, and that's another thing that I always tell you guys, is learn matchup knowledge, because with matchup knowledge it would also help you an idea of how you should be dealing against characters like that, right? So yeah, and so we have Terry, and so with this matchup, of course, it could be anything can happen, right, between these two matchups. And so between these two matchups, the thing is, it can go either way, 50-50. So learn matchup knowledge, right? So like when it comes to like, let's just say maybe her going with zoners like such as, you know, Kane, even though I really haven't been seeing much Kane players lately anymore, which is crazy, man, because Kane was like up there on characters like, you know, Mr. Karate, definitely Geese. I think like her against Geese is really challenging, especially because Geese has that air projectile that, you know, most Geese players would like to throw. So like you really need to be careful when, you know, fighting against Geese with this character, because I feel like the only way you're probably going to win this matchup against Geese is if you just remain close to him and you don't give him the space that he needs to start zoning you out. I feel like that's probably the only way you're going to make this matchup work, right? So, and then another thing too is yeah, so in your spare time you really want to like go over with each characters and see which you know, how the matchup flows, how the matchup works, you know. And another thing too is once you get that down, then you would know how you should be approaching against those characters with this with Blue Mary, right? So like I said, Blue and Mary, how she wants to be played, but most of the time she wants to be played someone that's aggressive, someone that, you know, she'll, you know, be able to allow herself to do these tackles, right? Same thing like let's just say, you know, even with the EX version, right? So definitely, if you have seen me play Blue Mary in rank, just pay attention to how I play with her when I'm fighting these matchups, right? Because most of the time you don't really see me like giving them space, like not giving them room to breathe. And also like if I do end up getting away, that's just me playing a lame game. And if you are not familiar with the art of playing lame, I advise you to watch my video. It will be up here somewhere in the screen. And yeah, I advise you to watch that video if you have not, because applying the art of playing the art of lame will definitely be good too for Blue Mary, especially matchups like against Terry, where if you have a higher life lead and even if he throws like these projectiles, you can either perfect parry it, or you can, you know, regular block, only of course if you have like higher life lead. But if you're like somewhere in the middle or low, it's not the best idea to like then be out of his range and just remain close to him, but not too close, because of course you also want to get that whiff punish. And if you're not familiar with whiff punish, of course whiff punish is pretty much like where a person attacks, like whiffs a button, but you punish them for it because they miss it, right? So like if I were to let's just say do this, right? So we'll just do that, and then we'll just have them, you know, see, while punish, which, and if you know, just like any of the fighting games, it'll reward you more, it'll reward you more damage. So this is definitely something that you want to do, right? So like you can do this, right? You can do that, you can do, you know, the auto if you like to, right? You can do the auto, you can also, you know, do this as well. There's varieties of things you can do. And then of course you can like I don't think, not in it. Oh, okay. So in this range, you're able to catch him with it too. Another thing too with this super to keep in mind too, and one thing that I like about this super, and you're gonna see this a lot if you watch me play, right? If you like, as I'm streaming and you guys watch me play fighting against people. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna have them jump, right? So if I see a person jump, I'm just gonna use this super. So this super is also good because it can be used as an anti-air. So that's one thing I like about Blue Mary. So definitely take advantage of that, especially if you're going to be using her in smart style. So when you see someone jump, just anti-air them with the super, right? And then, yeah. So now that we have that out of the way, another things too, some of the off scripts combos that you can go for is you can go for something like this. You could go for that. That's one of the off-screen combos. So I'll do it again. Where, you know, I do this, right? And then after doing that, then you can go to whatever route you want to go. You can either do this, right, into the vertical arrow again, or you can also do a super, right? You can do either this super, which would be 437 total damage. You can also do this super, which with the SPG, which the damage for that would be, if you were to go this route, 450, which is not bad, right? It's not bad. She don't really, like, if you're using her in smart style, you can't really go much off script combos with her. Like, she is super duper 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 simple. So there's not really much, right, off scripts that you can do with her, especially because, you know, if I were to use the auto, right, let's just say I go for the auto. Of course I can't do it again, as you can see, right? So it's just one of those that you can't really adapt anything after that. So she's like plainly simple, probably the most simplest character I have ever played, more than any other ones, because, and what I mean by simplest character is just those type of characters that she don't really have much to offer with the off scripts, but that doesn't mean that she's a bad character. She is a good character. It would all just come down to decision making, how, like, the matchup knowledge that I've explained, frame data too. And the reason why I'm saying that as well is because one thing you need to keep in mind, that I've seen in replays. So if, you know, I'll have him where he's blocking. So let's have him do guard on. So like this, you need to be careful, right? Because it's a -2. So this is something that you would have to be careful with. And if you have downloaded my cheat sheet frame data, I also advise you to go check it out yourself. It is basically very, very cheap, very affordable, that you guys can buy from me. And you guys know I love making PDF knowledges for you guys. I am actually working on another big knowledges PDFs for you guys, and something even bigger than that. So yeah, man, I just love helping players. I love like learning every day as I'm playing. Also, I love improving, and basically at the same time as I'm improving, I like to, like, you know, pass it on to you guys, especially like any of you guys that are asking for more help, like, you know, coaching and stuff. You guys know that I finally have now coaching services, and it's been very promising in fields of games that you guys would see me play in, right? In other titles, including this one. I've helped at least one person that was also a smart style player, helping them getting a head start of how they should be approaching this game. And then, yeah, here we are. This is a request from someone that wanted me to make a Blue Mary video, and, you know, just basically give my knowledge, like, you know, what's working for me with this character that's been helping me, like, you know, rank up when I'm playing ranks. and helping me getting more wins and less losses, right? When I'm fighting these, sweaty players, in diamond placements, since of course, like I said, she's in diamond, she's already halfway to diamond 2, that's where I have her in. And yeah, so with this, you need to be careful. I mean, it's not, it can't be punished, but it depends on the character's best frame. So like with the quickest attack, right? With the quickest attack, it can interrupt her, right? Maybe after this. But another thing too that I'm actually noticing a lot of times too is, for example, I'll also will get Blue Mary, and this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna record her doing that, and this is another thing that I've been noticing that players are starting to adapt. So this is where it is risky if you're gonna go for like, a square into a circle, like, that easy auto pickup. So one thing I've been noticing is when doing this, right, I've been noticing players adapting that as soon as, she jumps into the thing, right, they start interrupting it. And then if this was me and I noticed them, like, I'm noticing her saying, shit, or however you say the word, I don't know exactly what she's saying. And that's another thing that I tell you guys, audio cues is very important. So what's it called, the move? I'm just gonna look at it because I don't know how you say the move, like spin fall. Okay, so once I hear the spin, like, the spin, I'm just gonna interrupt it. And then as you can see, I can even go for reset, right? And then as I go for the reset, I basically dash in to go for an Oki after, right? So yeah, these are things that you want to keep in mind. And also you want to keep in mind that it will even hurt even more if I were to do the, this super, right? And then I'm pretty sure I can also do the SPG super with it, right? So yeah, see? And I'm pretty sure this would even hurt the double besides the super, like the anti-air super that I did, right? So keep that in mind. You don't want to do this too much. You just want to do this like once in a while. Now, the only time I think you should be doing it a lot is when they're not adapting to the situation, right? If they're not adapting to the situation, then by all means, keep doing it. But if they are adapting to the situation and interrupting it with, a super or a jab, or an anti-air, right? Like Terry's, anti-air that he does. Other characters that has access to that, right? Like, then you need to start either doing it once in a while or come up with a different game plan. By that point, I would just go for baits, right? Like, try to bait your opponent, make them whiff, right? Like, make them whiff, get that whiff punish, right? So like, of course, because it's important to know your fundamentals, because I feel like if you're gonna be really serious maining this character, you really need to know like your fundamentals, right? So like I said, she don't really have much off script combos, as I mentioned, and other than that, yeah, that's pretty much it. And then just with the slicer, that's another thing that you want to be careful with is, as you can see, the frame data advantage, if you look on my side, This is a -9 if I were to do it up in your face. This is really bad. Why? Because if I were to, you know, I'm gonna have her do it. Punish. So, obviously, a -9, right? It was a -9. A -9, that's really bad because that technically means that you are just gonna get, like, booty tickle, man. Like, it's gonna hurt, dude. It's gonna hurt. Especially, like, I can pretty much even go starting off with the heavy, right? Like, let's see. Yeah, a down heavy. I noticed that with the standing heavy, not really. Because as you can see, if I were to go for a standing heavy route, you will be safe. So if I really want to do a heavy, I would have to do a low heavy, right? And then I could even, I'm pretty sure I could do this, like the light low kick. Yeah, light low kick. So light standing low kick. So keep that in mind. Another thing too is if I were to maybe, let's say, now in that distance, as you can see, it was a -5 in that distance, -3. So it just depends. It just depends. So then we're gonna do where we're gonna have them block. Let's see. If I were to do a light, I won't be able to catch them, as you can see, right? So it depends on the distance, because look. See? Now that was a -2. So if you really want to keep yourself safe with the slicer, know when to throw it, right? Like, know the distances that will keep you safe from it. So this is something that you definitely want to lab, because if you see yourself that you want to, like, use it like in your, you know, neutral, and doing it where, you know, it's almost like Cammy, right? When playing Street Fighter 6 with the sparring arrow, like, it depends on the distance. So if you can get the distance right to keep yourself safe, even if they try to challenge it, as you guys can see, it's just something that you would have to study yourself, and definitely for me too. But I really don't throw this a lot, to be honest with you guys. I just mainly, every time when I play her, I mainly just like to get in and be aggressive as possible with her. So yeah, and then other than that, of course, this is her sweep right here. So not a bad sweep. It does have like a little bit of range. Like if I'm up to, like, let's just say here. So like it takes me like right here, this distance here, because I'm pretty sure, yeah, like she can't reach from here, so she has to be like a little close, like maybe here. And if we were to maybe have her, we'll have her do that, right? While punish. And then, of course, I could just go in for an ulti. As soon as she wakes up, just, you know, apply pressure, right? Even if they block, just apply pressure, right? So, and then, of course, another thing too is we're gonna have her, and this is good, right? One thing I would recommend is be careful when doing it entirely, because doing it entirely, right, it is a -8. You would definitely get punished for this. So see, I'm pretty sure I can't punish her with the standing heavy, right? Yeah, no, I can't. I can only do it with a low heavy. So definitely, this is something that you want to be careful with. And then I'm pretty sure I can do this as well. So keep in mind, my advice to you is cut it short, right? Because look, -2, right? What could go wrong with -2? Nothing. Because if I were to try this, and okay, guards on. And as you can see, you would have time to block it because nothing's happening, right? Like, you know, like no punish came on my screen, none of that, right? Even when I did the low, pay attention. Even when I did the low, do you see the punish on my screen? No, that means it can actually be safe. So cut it short. When you see her hands doing this, right? And you see them already blocking like up to here, don't even commit the entire thing, because you commit the entire thing, you're gonna get punished, like I said, -8, right? So as soon as I see them like, you know, already blocking this first sequence, just cut it short, right? Cut it short, maybe go to one jab into a throw, or do this, right? And then do something like that, right? Going for probably some pressure options, right? So definitely keep that in mind. Frame data is really important, especially in the world of Street Fighter and Fatal Fury as well, because seems like Fatal Fury is also another game that you have to rely on frame data. Like, I think frame data is like the main key as well to like winning your fights. So yeah, and that's pretty much it. That's how Blue Mary wants to be played. Just someone that wants to like be so aggressive, pretty much on your ass, not letting you breathe whatsoever. And yeah, and that's pretty much it. And then with the combos that I demonstrated earlier, like I said, she don't really have much off-script combos. So that's just something that definitely you have to keep in mind. She's not like Chun-Li or other characters you would see me play that has crazy other routes in smart style, like off scripts, without relying like on just doing circle circle circle, like, you know, the autos, and same thing with the square, right? So yeah, and that's pretty much it. And you know, she's a good character. Like I said, just because she doesn't really have much to give, like if you're going for like off-script combos and stuff, just keep it in mind that that doesn't mean that she's bad. She's not bad. She's a good character. And yeah, and then now what we're going to do is we are going to put her to the test in rank, and so you guys can see how I'm playing her in rank, and hopefully it inspires you, like, you know, in your mind to click like, okay, like if this is the way how he's playing his games, I'm gonna try that in my games, because I know some of you guys are saying like you're in bronze, you're in you know, even starting off platinum, and you know, you're probably working on your way to diamond, since basically diamond is like, you know, already like the pretty much like your senior year before hitting into legendary wolf, right? Since legendary wolf is like the Street Fighter 6 master phase, where you don't get placed in like, you know, rank down or rank up. It's more like now you're getting placed in placements worldwide, right? And then that's where pretty much all the big boys are gonna be, like the Fatal Fury pro players, right? So yeah, that is pretty much it. And Yeah, she's one of the characters that I actually like. I like Blue Mary, and I think Blue Mary is probably one of my favorite DLC characters, right next to um Kinshiro, because I'm having fun with, you know, him. Of course, he's the latest he is the latest DLC character right now, and we will be getting another season, which is season 3. So we will be getting season 3, and I can't wait for it. But without further ado, if you did end up liking what I demonstrated, things that you should be aware when using Blue Mary, please smash that like button and subscribe. That would mean so much to me. And if you would like to see more guides videos relating to Fatal Fury, because officially this is actually my first Fatal Fury guide video of character demonstrations in Smart Style. So if you would like to see more Smart Style guides of other characters that you would like me to go over and explain how they want to be played and combo routes and stuff like that, let me know, and then I would happily do another video like this. But yeah, once again, now let's put her into the ranked world, and let's see how we do in these ranked matches. So let's do it.